Majority of Israelis oppose annexation, resettlement of Gaza? Poll.
This post received a score of 3,800, with an upvote ratio of 92%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
56% of Israelis opposed annexing or bringing back settlers to Gaza, 33% supported it and 11% were uncertain. The answer for who should manage the immediate post-war Gaza. 23% of Israelis support a coalition of moderate Arab states. 22% are in favor of Israeli military rule. 18% for an international force. 18% for straight-up annexation. 11% for the return of the Palestinian Authority.
People are living in a fucking dream world. A coalition of moderate Arab states will never touch Gaza. No one wants to deal with that nightmare. No one. Which means Israel will end up occupying it in some form or another. Everyone will cry about it, but never offer to help manage the area.
This has been a prevalent issue in Gaza for a while now. They need locals to stand up and take the lead to building out a governance system that prioritizes healthy economies, societies, and relations with neighbors. Other Arab states can be there to make sure the guardrails are working, but they do not want the responsibility of another group of people. Living next door and under threat of attacks like 10/7 has real incentives to go in there and prevent the next Hamas.
I think the path for peace with the greatest chance of success would be if Gaza was temporarily under the jurisdiction of the UN, with UN peacekeepers managing the region and overseeing the distribution of aid, infrastructure projects to ensure that donations are being used for their intended humanitarian purpose. I imagine such thoughts are purely academic because, unless I'm mistaken, it doesn't seem like the international community wants to take on that responsibility. That puts Israel in the lose-lose scenario of either leaving Gaza in the hands of Hamas or occupying a population that understandably doesn't want to be occupied by Israel. This is not to suggest Israel is blameless in all of this. They have done plenty wrong in Gaza, the West Bank have genuine grievances, but it feels like the international community is part of the problem too by pushing for an unworkable status quo rather than attempting to aid in a more long-term solution.
There is a model for doing this under the UN as well, the Trust Territory System. But that's a complicated beast that runs up against the UN's drumbeat of self-determination that has even its founding members under a microscope.
Obviously, the desire is that every nation has the right to elect its representatives, but what do you do if a population elects a government like Hamas, which has the stated goal of destroying another nation? And to be fair, there hasn't been an election in Gaza in a while, but would the results of free and fair elections today result in Hamas overthrow or a peaceful government? It seems at least like there's a good chance that Hamas or an equivalent would be in power if Gaza went to the polls today. If the conditions in Gaza were to improve for the average citizen, then the average citizen would hopefully not want to be represented by a militant group like Hamas. The issue is that Hamas is aware of that too and has no incentive to improve the conditions for its citizens. The average citizen in Gaza has no reason to trust Israel, so the project would start from the back foot right from the start.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.